Hi Trinity, Pastor Andy Barrett here, and I'm rejoicing along with many of you over the good news that we have experienced something like a Christmas miracle, and we're going to be able to have services in person on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. On behalf of all of us at Trinity, I want to thank you for all that you and others have done to protect yourselves and others these past weeks as we've seen a decrease in the number of cases of COVID-19 here in Waupaca County. With that, we're confident that we can safely offer services for people in person, up to 100 people per service, on Christmas Eve at 1, 3, 5, and 7 p.m., and also on Christmas Day at 10 a.m. This still won't be for everyone, however. We encourage anyone who is at elevated risk for severe illness due to COVID-19 because of health or age to continue to worship from home. We will be live streaming the 3 p.m. service on December 24th, Christmas Eve, on our YouTube channel, and we'll also be airing the service on Christmas morning at 9 a.m. on Lakes 92.7 FM. For those of you who do join us for worship, we ask that you only come if you're healthy, and if you're not at risk to yourselves or anyone close to you. But if you are okay to be here, we invite you to look over the covenant, make sure you understand how this works as you walk in. But as you walk in, you'll be greeted by a greeter here, and also our wonderful new Merry Chris mask tree. We got to have a little bit of fun with the fact that we are asking and expecting that you're going to be wearing masks for this service, which is very important. We're going to continue to distance, and we're going to wear masks. So as soon as we come in, we're going to take a mask from the tree. You can choose either the cloth or the disposable variety. There's hand sanitizer right here as well. If you need to take the elevator, you can do that right over here. We ask that we only have one family or two unrelated people in the elevator at one time. Then you can either go up through the elevator or up the steps, and we'll head here into the connection room, which looks very much like it did back before we suspended in-person worship. We did have services for 12 weeks from July into October before the numbers for the county with COVID-19 got to be dicey. And we're thankful to be resuming things very much as they were before. You'll notice if you were here before, or if you watched the video back when we started things in the summer, that it's pretty much the same protocol that we had before. There are hearts on the floor, and we're going to put some more down. Some of them got worn off, but we're going to ask you to keep that distance from yourselves to others, a 6 foot or more distance. If you need to use the restrooms at any time, those are going to be the restrooms up here. There is a handicap accessible restroom here through the nursery, which we apologize is otherwise closed. The nursery will not be available for families, but that restroom is available, as are the men's and women's restrooms down the hall if you follow the handy signage here. Otherwise, as you come in, you can head the other direction into the koinonia room, our old sanctuary, and that's where we're going to have a queue for people to line up before the service. We're going to strongly encourage you, if you come to any of the Christmas services, to come at least 15 minutes in advance. We're spacing out to allow an hour between services for proper cleaning and ventilation of the sanctuary from the previous services. But if you come 15 minutes or more ahead of time, it should be pretty good. We're going to try to keep avoiding bottlenecks. Of course, we're going to have to make reservations first. And you can do that at trinitywaupaca.eventbrite.com, which may be the page you're looking at right now, or you can call our church office, 715-258-7688. We will have just a very limited number of available seats in the overflow area here in the koinonia room for those who have not registered in advance if a service has already reached the 100-person capacity with reservations. These things that I almost tripped on are stands for the poinsettias that many of you have ordered and which will be arriving already for this fourth Sunday in Advent, which is coming up shortly after this recording. But if you have been standing in line for a little bit, you'll head into the koinonia room, and if you haven't already been standing in line, you might have to do that here. You can keep yourself spaced out with the hearts. There will be hand sanitizer and tissues here, along with the beautiful poinsettia plants that have been ordered. Then when you get to this point, at the end of the line, you can wait here, and a wonderful usher will help you find a seat. And we're going to imagine right now that we get to that point. There are also offering boxes here where you can place an offering, as we will not be passing offering plates. We also ask that, especially if you're waiting in line, you not make physical contact with other people outside your household. We're only going to be sitting together in household groups or with people with whom you're already in close contact, perhaps those you carpool with. But the offering boxes are here. Then the usher will take you to a seat. It will be one of the seats where there are orange stickers on the back of that pew. There are alternating pews, as you may remember, that have a no sign on them. Those are pews that we are keeping vacant for proper spacing. Those pews with the no signs also have wonderful smiling faces of many of you who have submitted photos this year to be stand-ins for yourselves as we've had worship virtually online and on the radio. But the usher will seat you from front to back. We'll probably be using all of the sections at this time because I don't think we ever had more than 50 people here on the Sundays when we had in-person worship from July until October. We're expecting that there will be a larger turnout here for Christmas, of course. But they'll tell you, the ushers will tell you where you can sit. You can sit basically where there are orange dots spacing you out from other people, unless you're there with a bigger group, then you may have something like a whole pew to yourselves. You'll stay in the pew or the seats. Some of them are pews, some of them are seats. Throughout the service, it's going to be a shorter service than usual for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. You'll not come forward at any point. You'll receive communion cups as you come in. And I should show you how to do that too. We kind of just walked right back past that station. But while you're sitting there, you're going to be holding on to probably two things. If you receive communion, you're going to have a communion cup, and you're also going to have a candle. Candle lighting is going to happen a little different than usual, and communion will too. There will be a larger table here with communion cups here. The new variety that we've been using with the prepackaged wafers and juice right there in them. If you need a gluten-free wafer, you can also take a gluten-free wafer along with the cup for juice. And you can hold on to that during the service. We'll also have an usher here, stationed here with the candles to hand those out to you. You'll be given a candle, and you can take that to your place as well. So again, once you have the usher bring you to your spot, you can have a seat and you can stay there through the service. We unfortunately are not going to be able to sing still. That is still not a safe behavior right now with respect to maintaining the low level of the virus spread that we've been committed to here. So once you find yourself in your seat, you will be able to stand up and speak along to the liturgy and prayers, but we're going to have some wonderful musicians providing music, vocal and instrumental music, and they're going to lift up our praises on our behalf. However, at the end of the service, when we get to Silent Night, once we light our candles, and I'll show you how that's going to work, we are going to have a special verse just for humming. You may hum up to your heart's desire through the service. It's certainly not the way that we would like to be able to vocalize in this service, but it's a safe way to do that. We're going to, of course, have masks on, which is very important throughout the service, along with being distanced from others, except when we receive the elements. And we will tell you when to do that, to receive the body and blood of Christ yourself, or how to share it with others at the communion point of the service. But after you've received communion and you've been holding on to your candles here, there will be a point near the end of the service before we begin to sing Silent Night where you can take your belongings with you, as we'll explain in the service. You don't have to memorize all of this. We'll keep reminding you how this all works. You can place your finished communion cup in this basket. You can then light your candle off of one of several different candle stations we'll have here. And then we'll invite you to go to the perimeter of the sanctuary where together we'll all be looking inward as we hum together Silent Night as it is sung for us at each of the 4 services. If you're worshiping from home, you'll get to take part in this along with us from your homes. And we will have both the communion cups and the candles available for you, starting on Monday in our entryway, which is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., although Thursday, Christmas Eve, the office will be closed. You can pick up ahead of time a candle or a communion cup, or as many of you as you need for your household. So that's the plan. You can do this from home as well. You can take communion from home on the radio or on the video broadcast, and you can do the same with the candle lighting. That's the plan. We're excited to be able to have Christmas in this very unusual way. And yet for quite a while, it didn't look like this was going to be a possibility at all to have any services in person. We're grateful to God and to you for, again, keeping our community safe. We're headed in the right direction, and we're excited that heading into this bright new year of 2021, things are going to keep going in that right direction. And we thank God for the vaccine that's beginning to spread out to people in the face of the spread of the virus, and we're real hopeful that things will get more and more normal in the future, even as some things have been changed for good and for good reason. We'll continue to have the video broadcast services each week too, until we can all safely come together and even thereafter. I think that's all for now, Trinity. Merry Christmas. We'll look forward to seeing you very soon.